Okay,
There's no
I'm going to
full
make a point
stops.
here, and it's not a point for retail investors. In fact, I doubt most retail investors um, would follow a lot of what I'm saying. But commodities markets, specifically futures markets and derivative markets, are very highly leveraged, and they require stable delivery processes. And what you're seeing driving gold, from everything I've seen, is central banks taking possession of the underlying.
Physical.
And that's the physical, yes. And that's unusual for these markets. You don't see this kind of short squeeze in the physicals very often.
So what's the reason that the central banks are taking physical gold out? They don't want to be
Um,
in the dollar. They don't trust the dollar. And to your earlier point is that they don't trust the political situation here with states in open revolt. That could be. They don't trust the trade policies. That could be. They don't trust the potential sanctions.
to your point, I don't think they trust a new Fed.
Yeah.
I think they're worried about inflation premiums picking up on the 2 year, the 10 year, the 30 year. They see this curve steepening. Maybe they think a new Fed's not going to pay any attention to inflation. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the '87 crash. Now, the '87 crash, um, markets were very comfortable with Volcker, and Greenspan was a new Fed chairman. And Volcker was the champion that defeated inflation. He was King George and the Dragon. And when Greenspan moved in, markets weren't comfortable with where that Fed was going to go. And I think I see parallels here. I think the market sees the new Kevin as a creature of the administration. He's going to push low rates down, and I think they're fearful of that. So all of these reasons that you raised, I think, are valid. But what we have now is a lack of confidence in a new Fed.
There's 2 points I'll add to that. One is maybe I'm a little bit skeptical, a little bit nervous, protective of the downside because I'm in the middle of reading Adam Sorkin's book, 1929, and where we were and where we're going. So my mindset is preoccupied there. But the second thing I'm going to say, when we talk about the Fed and the possibility of lowering rates, I guess it was about 3 or 4 years ago where we started to say, when is bad news bad news? You know, bad news used to be, oh, it's great, the Fed's going to ease. Yeah, it's great, we're going to give free money. Yeah, easy money. And then you're going to come to a point where bad news is, Fed's going to lower and the market's not going to react to that. They can't buy anymore. And I don't know if we're there yet. People,
We
the
saw
bulls,
that.
yeah, the bulls that
We
I
saw
talked
that
to
with the
said we're
previous
going there.
eases. Yeah. We saw that when Powell we lost confidence in Powell, and he lowered rates twice, and the 10 year backed up on him right in his face. He stepped on a rake, basically.
Right,
And I think the new Fed chair, no matter what he does, is seen as a creature of Trump, driving low rates down.
right.
So maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, but I think, we've talked about this. Their plan is to lower short rates and fund the debt on the short end of the curve.
Yeah, the Robert Rubin trade, as we talked
Yeah,
about
it's
before.
absolutely, that's the best way to describe it.